We got another delightful every accusation is a confession. Moms for Liberty outreach leader exposed as registered sex offender. Philip Fisher Jr., who served 3 years in prison, volunteered at Philadelphia Summit for Right-Wing Parental Rights Groups. Moms for Liberty, this is like the Florida-based, very pro-Ron DeSantis, kind of Nazi-ish, ultra-far-right. We're concerned about the well-being of our students group. Of all of the, like, the right has done a very good job, for the most part, of weaponizing helicopter parents in the war against decency and goodness and light and justice. And Moms for Liberty is probably like the most odious of those groups. However, a Philadelphia-based outreach leader for Moms for Liberty, conservative parental rights group pushing to exclude discussion of gender and diversity from the school curricula, has been exposed as a registered sex offender. So what was their actual crime? Pleaded guilty in 2012 to a charge of aggravated sexual abuse involving a 14-year-old boy when he was 25 and living in Chicago. Damn, it's not just a sex offender. It's a sex offender child predator. And it was gay. Perfect for Moms for Liberty. Because remember, every accusation is a confession, so obviously for them to accuse other people of being like gay groomers who want to rape children, they themselves need to have gay groomers who want to rape children. Like that's like their power up. They use like that energy to accuse you. And of course, you know, he would be a pastor. Like, obviously, you know. Armstrong said she was surprised to learn of Fisher's criminal record because she had received a, quote, child abuse history certification from Pennsylvania's Department of Human Services in his name that did not turn up any record of him, quote, as a perpetrator of an indicated or founded report of child abuse. Wait, hold on. Is it standard affair for Moms for Liberty to pull up child abuse history certification from the states they operate in on every person they work with? Maybe they run into this problem a lot. However, Fisher is registered as a sex offender on an Illinois state police list and on the U.S. Justice Department's National Sex Offender website. I think that she's lying. Because you'd think if you actually wanted to look up whether or not a person was a sex offender, you would look at the U.S. Justice Department's National Sex Offender website. You know, the website everyone knows about and has seen memes of that comprehensively tracks this. Like that, like the really like obvious one. I don't think a child abuse history certification is a real thing. I think that's why The Guardian put it in quotes, because it's not a real thing. So I don't think that she checked at all. Oh my God. He told the Inquirer he never intentionally hid anything about his past. I'm in the database, he added. It's an easy search. Thank you for the layup on your former, thank you for the layup. Oh my God. He's just like shrugging. It's like, well, I never said I wasn't a sex predator of children. You know, they never asked me. You know, well, you never asked. Fucking Marvel ass writing, dude. Why didn't you tell me? You never asked. Marvel ass child rapist. Moms for Liberty co-founder Tina Deskovich also said Armstrong runs all her chapter volunteers through the state's Department of Human Services to make sure they are clear. Fisher, she remarked, is certified by the state as all clear. It's remarkable how much time is spent trying to destroy us. The story should be about the state system certifying this guy. Okay, yeah, they don't check for shit. They don't care. According to court records, Fisher pleaded guilty to one of 12 charges filed against him after an investigation by the Chicago police. The charging documents allege Fisher had oral and anal sex with the victim in the case of January 2011. Love this getting 3 years in prison, by the way. It's that truly fantastic. You get 1 billion years in prison if you're black and you smoke weed in, like, I don't know, Florida or something. But 3 years in prison following raping a child. And 2 years of supervised release. It's super common in churches, unfortunately. Yeah, because they'll do the, like, mitigating circumstances thing. They'll be like, well, you rape children, but on the other hand, you're a pastor, which speaks positively to your character and disposition. So for that reason, we're sending you back to pastoring or something. I don't know. He told the Inquirer the charges against him were fabricated. A, quote, railroad job, end quote, and drummed up by the Political Action Committee for Lyndon LaRouche, a U.S. presidential candidate now widely regarded as a conspiracy theorist. At the time, I was the victim, he told the Inquirer. What they did was basically trumped up charges to drown out the complaints that I was making on the issues of human rights. Fisher said LaRouche's organization was a cult and he was set up while trying to get out of it. It was a political situation that happened. Okay, guys, just so you know, a pastor got found guilty for raping a child, and basically he's like, okay, this was all a setup from the Illuminati. Okay, listen, the Freemasons. All right, I tried to warn everyone about what the Freemasons were planning, and in response, they brought these charges up to the Chicago police. That's the level this guy is operating on. He was working with Moms for Liberty. Jesus, don't you show money in front of me. Trumped up charges for child sexual assault. Yeah, maybe what he's saying is that the Illuminati they did like a midsummer to him where they got him super high, and then he just woke up to see that there were like 50 Illuminati dudes all making the DreamWorks face at him with crossed arms while like he was tied up and a kid was or something. They're like, look who's in trouble now. That's probably what happened in this guy's mind. Where's the smug face that I think of every single time I say DreamWorks face? It's the one, it's the bottom and top one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this, and I'm very irritated by it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Where it's like there are 4 kinds of sexual dynamics, and then in one of them, the top is looking incredibly smug and the bottom is moaning, and then the other one, they're both moaning, and then in one of them, the bottom is smug and the top is moaning, and then one of them, they're both doing the smug DreamWorks face, like directly at camera. I'm thinking of a very specific drawing here. Never mind, it's not relevant to the politics. Yeah, the classic ship dynamic. Well, if one of you guys finds it before I'm finished with this segment, you know where to link it. Anyway, this guy being a child rapist aside, I will say it is there is some good news, right? You know, in the recent elections, in the elections that happened just earlier this month, Moms for Liberty did so poorly with their political recommendations and advocacy that they ended up delisting the candidates that they advocated for because it made them look really bad. It's just this particular angle, this appeal towards like anxious parents who want complete control over their children, it's been very effective, but I feel like that effectiveness is starting to wane. And that's good, you know? I know that things aren't looking great for Biden right now, but I really don't think they're looking particularly good for the GOP either. I mean, for Trump, for a variety of reasons, you know, it's not. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yes, thank you. This is it. Sorry. I don't remember why I asked for this originally. I don't remember why. Anyway, all the Illuminati dudes are making this face. Or like maybe the Illuminati, when he woke up and was getting midsummered, all the Illuminati dudes were doing an orgy and they were making this face at him because they got him, you know? Isn't Trump winning young voters now? No. There have been a couple of, this is the pro, dude, everyone, like this happens every year. A million polls come out and invariably, like oftentimes, you know, like an outlier poll will get picked up on and everyone will be like, whoa, you know, it's not indicative of the broader trends, like not even remotely. What you might be thinking of is approval rating, where young people disapprove strongly of Biden right now. And that is true, but that's not the same as who they would vote for, like what their preference is. Some of the polls are really bad. Yes. No, Vosh, Trump never led Biden in the last election. I keep telling you guys to not focus on the polls, and I mean that. The polls really aren't that relevant. There are a million reasons, you know, to disregard them. Now there's an NBC poll where he's losing 46 to 42 among 18 to 34. Now, guys, do you know how statistics work? Hold on. 538. Presidential polling. The results are consistent. Trump is leading Biden right now in the polling, which doesn't surprise me. I don't think you should be too worried about that. But these results have been largely consistent for a pretty long time. I don't think it's necessarily representative of like a gigantic shift, you know? Though Biden's numbers are probably going to trickle downwards a little bit. Polls were so bad during the 2022 midterms. Yes, they were. Why does the polling not matter? Is it skewed or not polling a lot of people? Or, okay, first of all, it's worth noting that Democrats have massively overperformed expectations in both 2022 and 2023. What's more, it's worth understanding that the reason why you're not going to get consistent results with polling is because people who like Trump are cultists. If a person likes Trump enough to vote for them, they'll probably approve of them no matter what. Like, that's Trump voters for you, right? But with Biden, it's very possible for a person to disapprove of Biden, but then end up voting for them. There will be more people who reluctantly vote for Biden than there will be who reluctantly vote for Trump, which seems like a bad thing for Biden. But in reality, being able to win over people and get the votes of people who are not in your dedicated camp is actually a very, very, very strong indication of like potential success in an election. Um, with the polling data right now that you're seeing is purely because the Trump fans are completely unwavering and the Biden fans are. But that wavering doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to turn out. Again, Dems have overperformed in 2022 and in 2023, right? Like there is some positivity in working here. I mean, we'll see how things go as we get closer. I also still think that we have yet to see how bad things are going to get with regards to Trump's cognitive decline and the issues with his court cases and the issues with his like available money and energy levels. So we'll see. We are a year out from the damn election. Let's not worry about polling. Just try as hard as you can.